Most rural communities in Nigeria tend to be the last to hear about any news or major life events going on in bigger cities in their states or nationally, talk less of the rest of the world. During the COVID-19 global pandemic period, most residents in these rural communities were not only confused as to what was going on, but were not always informed on how the virus was spreading and why all their neighbors in the cities and larger communities were facing lockdowns to contain the pandemic. This new reality restricted their ability to sell their agricultural produce easily on major roads, which they relied on for sustenance and was their main life support. The vision was conceived by a seasoned missionary who spent 22 years in the rural communities to create a program to visit the rural villages and to take the necessary actions to inform residents in his community on how to protect their families and neighbors during these times. Wasimi community has 50 villages and up to 10,000 residents that make up the entire Wasimi community. This mission trip was to reach about 1,000 residents in 3 village communities that are only a part of the Wasimi community and to sensitize them on COVID-19 virus, distribute palliatives and food. During this process, the sponsors assessed the need to add academic scholarships and after-school programs as part of a long-term effective strategy to encourage academic excellence for the next generation. Assess the need in each community through grassroots organizations. Count homes and residents in each community. Identify adults and also children. Assess production capacity for masks to be produced locally. Schedule visits with the village chiefs who constitute the grassroots organization stakeholders to confirm dates and time for visit. They in turn connect with the village residents through the head chiefs, referred to in Yoruba land as Baales. Spreading the COVID-19 sensitization message on precautions to take, which includes washing of hands, heightened hygiene protocols, and wearing of masks, especially when social distancing cannot be attained. On the 30th of May 2020, in Lemo village, an estimated number of 200 residents were reached. 120 face masks and a 50 kg bag of rice was shared to both adults and children in the village, with the village chief, Chief Tunji Sholabi, in attendance.
Àwọn ọ̀dọ́ tó bá wà ní secondary school, àwọn ọmọ tó bá wà secondary school, àwọn ọmọ secondary school, ṣọlá ọmọ secondary school níbí.
On the 31st of May 2020 in Orile Wasimi, also known as Abule Wasimi, home of the Nigerian soccer legend Segun Odegbami, 100 masks and bags of rice were shared. On the 5th of June 2020 in Elekuro village, 150 to 200 residents were reached. 200 masks and a bag of rice were shared. A little kind gesture does have a huge impact on uplifting people's lives. We also observed how grateful the residents were with the little they received. They felt loved and remembered, and that was a faith booster to all the contributors and supporters. In connection to faith, we saw firsthand how charity work easily opens the doors of lands and the hearts of people to receive the gospel. One act of kindness may mean more than 1,000 messages we can try to share. Distribute safety masks and share one bag of rice with residents. Award scholarships in Wasimi town to the smartest male and female students at the secondary school level. The best girl and the best boy in GSS 3, the best girl and the best boy in SS1 and SS2 to encourage academic excellence. Pay for a teacher for an after-school tutoring program to improve maths and English skills at the primary school level and eventually the secondary school level. Even though these residents reside in rural areas, they are also valuable members of a larger community and hence this outreach mission. A message of faith inspired by the prophetic trip by Prophet Elijah to Zarephath in 1 Kings chapter 17 verse 7 to 14 during a time of famine. God did not forget them through this pandemic period. Pastor Olusegun Newman, New Hope in Christ Mission, Wasimi Town, Abeokuta-Ogun local government area, Ogun State, Nigeria, missionary to rural communities for 22 years, and his family. Laban and Chinek Name Educational Foundation, www.jnef.org, San Antonio, Texas. Richard Name. As this program is piloted in the Wasimi community, we share this good report message to encourage you to join us in the hands-on approach to building one community at a time while caring for our neighbors to adopt the rural program and continuing to support this grassroots initiative. Over the next 12 months, we will be awarding academic scholarships for the best male and female students in secondary schools in each of the 3 communities visited. We also need support to cover ongoing costs for a community teacher for kids in grade 1 to 12. We intend to provide ongoing learning sessions and preventive healthcare awareness, not only on COVID-19, which really jump-started this initiative, but also brought to light areas of preventive healthcare that these rural communities suffer from, like malnutrition, potable water, infant child mortality, malaria, typhoid, Lassa fever, dysentery, and so on. We also want to nurture a movement within the various communities centered around local preventative measures for coronavirus and generally boosting the immune system by focusing on plant-based sources amongst matter experts. You may reach us via www.jnef.org and indicate rural scholarship and teaching support with your donation. You may also send an email to support@jnef.org.